You're listening to Beaver County's House of Cards on the Big Patriot Radio Network.
Introducing to you.
You're on House of Cards. Live on Facebook and YouTube.
It's going down.
Locked and loaded with the truth.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome. This is Beaver County's House of Cards. And welcome, everybody, no matter where you're listening into and watching from, be it Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or wherever, or maybe you'll take delay. We're glad to have you here with us. Wow, I just got a message. Don't forget you can chime in tonight. We love it when people tune in and say what's on their mind. I got a message from Mom just a few minutes ago. Happy Sons Day. So to all the sons that are out there, happy day to you as well. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button and whatever other buttons are on your social media platform. Hit those, and that helps us maintain some kind of algorithm. Keeps us in the good blessings of all these social media companies. And no matter what platform you're on, don't forget, we'd love if you would send, you can send stars through Facebook to us now. And I believe on YouTube, I think that's coming from what I understand. Check out the bottom of your screen where you can help independent news and journalism, just like Beaver County's House of Cards, stay alive and well. And you can also check out our tip jar, and that's on Patreon. You can become a monthly member there, Patreon Club. That is scrolling across your screen right now. And right now, the content we do, Big Patriot Radio Network, the podcasts, House of Cards, all that is free. We don't charge anybody for any of that. Right now, it's all free. And everything you see is free, so help us keep it that way, okay? We appreciate it. Big Patriot Radio. Don't forget, we've got podcasts 4 nights a week. You're looking at Monday night. We have New American Movement with David and Jordan Cox. 7 o'clock, encore repeat show at 9 o'clock p.m. Don't want to miss that. It's super hot. Also on Tuesdays, as hot, sometimes hotter, is Corey Allen and the Overton Report. What a show he's got coming up here next week. That's going to be incredible. I got a little sneak peek of some homework he's been doing on it. Man, you don't want to miss that. That is at 7 o'clock and an encore at 8 o'clock on Tuesday nights on BigPatriotRadio.com. Thursday nights is a replay of this one. Sunday night, 7 o'clock is Andrew Southwick and the Culture Crossroads, a different conservative spin with some biblical teachings, but in a very, very modern way. Only Andrew can do that. And then at 8 o'clock, we have the Freedom Hour with our buddy Frank Friedenauer. How about that? We're looking for more podcasters. If you have a podcast, hey, you're not ready to go on Apple or iTunes or whatever. You're not ready for that. You don't want to go to that expense yet. You want to try it out, test some waters. Hey, call us, email us, write us, whatever. BigPatriotRadio@gmail.com. That is BigPatriotRadio@gmail.com. you can go right there to our website, send a message there, bigpatriotradio.com. Tell us what you're looking to do. We'll get you, we'll help you out with that, get you on board, get your podcast out there amongst the people. Most requested song of the week was Sleepwalk, My Life Away from Metallica. Great song. And the number one listening city this week, we actually had a three-way tie between Statesboro, Georgia, Hilton Head Island here in South Carolina, and Summerville, South Carolina. So that is fantastic. Great to see the program grow. We're getting bigger and bigger as far as listeners each and every week. It's awesome, fantastic. But before we get too far ahead, we got a lot of stuff coming up tonight. Oh, man. And, I mean, you saw the name of the show. Is there ever a bottom to the corruption bucket? It's appropriate. That's what I'll say starting this thing off. It's appropriate. Then I got a call, and Paula's pissed. Paula is pissed. And we'll let her explain that. But before we get too far down the road, it is time for your 5-minute news.
This is VOA News. I'm Alexis Strope. House Republicans have launched their first formal impeachment inquiry hearing against President Biden. AP Washington correspondent Sagar Meghani reports.
James Comer and other GOP committee chairs say there is a clear link between the president and his son Hunter's overseas businesses.
A mountain of evidence revealing how Joe Biden abused his public office for his family's financial gain.
Democrat Jamie Raskin says there is no evidence the president did anything wrong.
No gun, no smoke.
And key witnesses like George Washington University law professor Jonathan Turley, who was called by the GOP, say so far,
I do not believe that the current evidence would support articles of impeachment.
The hearing unfolded with the Democrats displaying a screen counting down the hours and minutes until a government shutdown.
People are going to be hurt when this time runs out.
With Maryland's Kweisi Mfume blasting Republicans for wasting the time on a political stunt.
Why in the hell are we playing this game?
Sagar Meghani, Washington.
The European Union's top migration official, Ylva Johansson, said the bloc was set to agree on how to handle irregular migration soon after ministers' talks yielded no final deal on Thursday, with Berlin and Rome worried over rising arrivals ahead of key elections. The ministers were searching for agreement on a long-stalled system for the sharing out across the EU of asylum seekers who reach Europe outside of official border crossings.
I'm sure that in a few days we will also have the formal decision on the general post on the crisis proposal, and that is very much welcome.
She put irregular arrivals this year at 250,000 people, mostly those who fled wars and poverty in the Middle East, Africa, and South Asia, and reached the EU across the Mediterranean. You'll find expanded coverage of world news and events at our website, voanews.com, 24 hours a day. This is VOA News. Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday said relations between Russia and South Sudan were developing, quote, intensively. VOA's Kim Lewis has more.
Speaking at a meeting with the South Sudan President Salva Kiir in Moscow, Putin noted Russia was one of the first countries to recognize the sovereignty and independence of South Sudan. Kiir said he was happy for the warm welcome and stressed that he was in Moscow as an opening to work together in the future.
I'm happy for the warm welcome that has been given to us with my delegation.
The meeting took place as the Kremlin seeks more allies amid the military campaign in Ukraine. Kim Lewis, VOA News.
Switzerland's glaciers suffered their second worst melt rate this year after record 2022 losses, shrinking their overall volume by 10% in the last 2 years. Reuters correspondent Alice Rizzo says it's in a report by the monitoring body GLAMOS.
It is really possible that we are going to see an almost complete disappearance of glaciers in the Alps.
Switzerland is home to more than half of the glaciers in the Alps, and temperatures there are rising fast, around twice the global average due to climate change. It means they lost as much ice in 2 years as in the 3 decades before 1990. Matthias Haas leads monitoring body Glacier Monitoring Switzerland, GLAMOS.
This year was very problematic for glaciers because there was really little snow in winter, almost record low snow depths, and the summer was very warm.
August 2023 was the peak melt month, Pictures posted by Huss on social media during recent data collection trips show for the first time on record new lakes forming next to glaciers' tongues.
Sweden's bid to join NATO is heading for a delay as Turkey's parliament starts a new session this Sunday without the NATO enlargement vote on the agenda. Dorian Jones reports from Istanbul.
Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan says his country's ratification of Sweden's bid is linked to whether the U.S. Congress approves the sale of American F-16 military jets to Turkey. Serhat Güvenç is a professor of international relations at Kadir Has University in Istanbul.
New built F-16s and upgrade kits, F-16 upgrade kits, which have been on hold in the U.S. Congress.
Some in the U.S. Congress oppose the sale of the jets over concerns about Turkish threats to neighboring Greece. Dorian Jones, VOA News, Istanbul.
A second powerful storm in less than a month has hammered parts of central Greece, sweeping away roads, smashing bridges, and flooding thousands of homes. The storm, called Elias, caused extensive flooding in the central city of Volos and left hundreds stranded in nearby mountain villages. I'm Alexis Strope, VOA News.
Your rock authority. Big Patriot Radio.
I wouldn't tell anybody about this.
All right, that's right. But we say, please tell everybody. Matter of fact, tonight's good night to have popcorn and your favorite adult beverage. I know I get messages from folks. This is what we drink. This is what we eat. Popcorn's the big deal. That's the big winner, I guess. So also, we got a big show coming up tonight. We got fireworks galore. We got fireworks that happened at the Beaufort County GOP meeting. We're going to let you in on that. We got fireworks from County Council meeting on Monday, where Chairman Passman had showed yet once again. We need to get him one of those the communist suits, like what's Fat Boy's name? Spider Monkey, whatever, Rocket Man. Those kind of those suits, the communist suits. Anyway, Chairman Passman showed yet once again how he insists he is in total control by shutting down one citizen in particular, First Amendment rights. We'll talk about that. We've got fireworks surrounding Pine Island, but now the community is fighting for Pine Island. We got all kind of stuff. So anyway, let's kick it off with last Thursday. And when Paula, I'm speaking of County Councilwoman Paula Brown, she's the one, she says, hey, I'm super pissed. I need some time on your show. No problem. Whenever she gets here, we'll cut in and so we'll take it from there. Anyway, last Thursday during this show, as a matter of fact, the BCRP, that is the Beaufort County Republican Party, was having I believe it's called the EC, or Executive Committeeman, like quarter meeting or monthly meeting or whatever their ECs meet. Over at the Pinecrest Golf Club. Two important things that I want to get to mention here. One, the chairman of the county party has been given a copy of the RNC resolution. We read that last week here. We'll do it again, along with a resolution prepared for the county level to adopt the RNC's resolution of, quote, returning to excellence in American voting and elections, end quote, resolution. And again, we showed you a copy of that. But hey, let's just go ahead and we'll show it to you again. I want to make sure that everybody is clear with what exactly this resolution is. So here's the resolution. Now, this came from the RNC, the Republican National Committee. Chairwoman is Rhoda McDaniels. Co-chair is our very own Drew McKissick. Here's some highlights of this resolution. 62%, and this right here, this was put together by Helga Crandall. She's a devoted listener to the program and a big proponent of everything we've been talking about, and she's a very good friend. She put this together for the chairman and for the chair of the resolutions committee. She puts in here, 62% of American likely voters believe there was some sort of cheating in the overall 2020 elections. That's from a Rasmussen poll. Less than 18% of registered voters participated in midterms of 2022, according to Rasmussen, solidifying voter distrust in the system. The RNC resolution addresses these things right here. It maintains that state control, not federal control, which happens to be a constitutional thing. The RNC resolution encourages and maximizes voter participation. It helps ensure swift and accurate results, something that even South Carolina House Judiciary Chairman Weston Newton of Beaufort County has said in the past that swift and accurate results is horrible here in Beaufort County. As a matter of fact, Chairman Newton has said it is the worst in the state here in Beaufort County. This resolution keeps our voting system local with easily accessible and geographically dispersed polling places. Hey, that's what the state constitution says, that it's done local. By the way, it ensures that only U.S. citizens vote, provides non-electronic option to voters. It provides paper ballot systems that are auditable and voter verifiable through the use of serial numbers and written results. Other ECs in the county signed off on this. There's their names there. And like I said, Helga Crandall put this together. She's the precinct EC in Mossy Oaks area. The party chair back on, gosh, when was it? Back on September 10th, he was asked, now this is Kevin Henley I'm talking about, was asked to have this submitted to the resolutions committee ASAP and passed through the EC meeting 9/25, just 3 days ago. And then to have it presented to the overall membership at the next quarterly meeting, which would be the last one before the end of the year. That would happen all in time for it to be presented to the South Carolina General Assembly, aka the judiciary, and our very own Weston Newton, the chairman, all before the House gets back in session in January, on or around the 9th, somewhere in there. Henley says absolutely no. No. Now, I want you to understand, as chairman, he has, and any chairman has, the latitude and the ability to make agendas, alter meeting agendas, substitute, put things in motion, take it out of motion. They have that latitude. That is part of the benefit, let's call it that, as a chairman or chairwoman. He would not push this forward to Mr. Scott. Tony Scott is the chairman of the resolutions committee. Why? Why would he not do that? We just showed you. This came from the RNC. This is a good thing. This is the stuff that we have been talking about that we need for over a year now. Actually more than that. Why would he say no? Well, I'm going to show you why he is saying no. Let's take a look. Let's go back up here and share a screen. Let's see why Henley, I think I got it here somewhere over the rainbow. Where did it go? Is that not a turd or what? When you can't find it. When you cannot find it. So we'll go down here. I must have not saved it. There is, you can go onto the BCRP website and you can go through their archives and find right around Easter. Right around Easter. Ah, here it is right here. I knew I had it. And let's go. Let's go. One of my grandsons loves hearing that. Let's make sure everybody can see this. I don't know if you can see that or not. Bear with me, folks. I see our guest is in the green room. We will get to her momentarily. There we go. All right. Now, here you see it. This is from, there it is, Easter, Beaufort County Republican Party, came around April 8th. Okay, there's our chairman, dapper young man. In his comments, the chairman says, what do we believe? Was the election reform passed in 2022 good or bad? This is the ultra shitty Act 150 or Senate 150, whatever it is. Yes, 96% in the straw poll. How do we view the future, says the chairman? Do we want to return to 1862 and paper ballot voting? Or do we believe in a process of voting that verifies voters before they vote and can be audited after? That is what the chairman of the Beaufort County Republican Party said in April. That's why he doesn't want to put this through. So what does that have to do with people here and now? Here we go, people. Pay attention to this. Henley has stated that he wanted to wait until the state GOP makes an official comment on this resolution. Remember, our state director, Drew McKissick, is national co-chair, so he probably knows about it, don't you think? I think so, probably. This resolution goes against everything that our county state, what is she called? The state EC, Jodan Lee, has been spewing for years. She has been the proponent of voting machines and the go along to get along crowd mentality. If Henley waits, work with me here. If Henley waits and lets the state make a comment, which obviously they're going to say they're in favor of it, he can then come out and say, well, the state is pushing it, so will we. All of a sudden, our state EC, Jodan Lee, the self-proclaimed author of this Act 150 bullshit, she can't be pissed at him. She can't be pissed at him because the state did it. All of a sudden, he's wiped himself clean. He has no dog in the fight. Hey, Jodan, I'm sorry. That's what Drew said. Drew said it. We're going to play what Drew says. So that's called being a eunuch. Yes, that's right. He has no balls. I said it. That's having no balls. Are you going to people? If you're going to continue to put up with this childish and sophomore behavior, there's something wrong. 5 counties in South Carolina, might be more, 5 that I know of, have already adopted this resolution. Anderson, Sumter, York, Charleston, Dorchester, I think that's all that I'm aware of. Not Beaufort County. No, hell no. Not Beaufort, not Henley. Then there is too much wrapped around the axles that would lead or lend his kingdom to crumble if he were to do that. It's pathetic. It's disgusting. If I didn't know better, I would swear that he and his ilk actually are slimy progressive liberals, because that, my friends, slimy progressive liberals is exactly how they act.
Locked and loaded. Let's go. Big Patriot Radio. Blues, news, country pop, and classic rock.
All right. I told you earlier that I got a message, and it was from this channel's friend, my personal friend, Paula Brown, Councilwoman Brown. She said, "Look, I don't have time to talk. I'm headed somewhere, but I'm pissed." So I was like, "Really?" She said, "I'm pissed." She said, "Matter of fact, if you want to use it in the title, Paula's pissed, you do it." So I did it. It's in the title of tonight's show. Paula's pissed. So I want to find out what's wrong. And so we're going to bring on with us. Here we go. Paula, can you hear me?
Hey, Mike, how are you?
I am good. Yes, I'm good. Everything okay? Do you have a cold drink? I mean, I understand you're pissed, and I want to. I just want to make sure you get a cold drink.
I have one bar when I finish with you. We were up in your neck of the woods yesterday, Montrose, and had some oysters, and it's cold up here. But we're visiting a lot of family that's ill, we have a lot of family members that are not doing well. So
Okay.
we're taking a lot of time.
I'm glad
off.
you're there. It's a great place to go, but it's a great place to come back from and enjoy the scenery and all that.
Right.
So I wish everyone well.
But we're in Kent Island, Maryland right now on the Eastern Shore on our way to Rehoboth Beach tomorrow. But I'll get to the point, Mike. I have a couple questions for you, and then I'm going to get into what I'm pissed about.
Okay.
One question is, where does the buck stop when it comes to Beaufort County? With all these problems that go on, where does the buck stop? Does it stop on the administrator's desk? Where does it stop? Because you were in county council. No.
Yeah. So, the county administrator works for the county council.
Right.
So
we have one
in the county.
Right.
That's right. He or she, is the only employee. So, everybody's got their own interpretation of this. Mike Covert's interpretation is that the buck stops at the county council chairman's desk.
Bingo.
That's my opinion.
Okay. Okay. Because and this is why I'm on your show, because you can give me all of my answers. So have you ever seen Beaufort County in such a mess?
Close, but not this bad. Matter of fact, I have special music for Beaufort County. I want you to take a listen, everyone.
Oh, no. Okay. Okay.
I'm just saying, that's horrible. I'm just saying that is our new intro to Beaufort County. So I'm with you.
Okay. So back when you were on Beaufort County Council, I went back and looked at the tape when they removed Stu Rodman as chair and put Joe Passimus in.
Right.
The vice chair remained where he was. That was Paul Somerville.
Right.
Okay. I'm here to tell you right here, right now, I have the votes, I have the people, I have elected officials, and I have we the people of Beaufort County behind me to run for chairman, to knock Passimus out of his seat and take over and reorganize this county. And don't tell me, oh, she can't do that. She has no experience. Well, let me tell you, I have 10 more times experience than Mr. Passimus has.
Wow.
And a global, international, Middle Eastern bank for years. Oh, well over a decade.
Right.
The first thing I would do is hire an administrator. I asked the chair about that 2 weeks ago. Oh, we can't do that right now. We have this audit. Second thing I would do is hire an attorney to represent county council, because we don't have one. Because like you know, and a lot of people maybe not know out there, there's a wall, like a Chinese wall. You have the administrator, he's the CEO of the county and all the employees. Then you have county council and our one employee or two. We have Sarah and administrator, right? Sarah's our employee too.
Well,
right?
actually, she gets paid for the county administrator, actually.
Oh, she is? Oh, I thought she was part of
That's a state statute.
Okay, so
that's a
the
state statute.
administrator answers to county council.
Yep.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
And
I've said this before, Paul, and I think what you're saying.
I'll say this again. I have the votes. I have the people behind me. I have staff behind me. I have elected officials. And I'm not talking about elected officials on county council. I'm talking about elected officials. Everybody contacts me. I had the Gullis out on Pine Island contacting me about Pine Island. I was the only one standing up on county council defending them. Second reading, I said in the reading, we have not heard from all the people in St. Helena. And what are they doing tonight? They're out in St. Helena telling them they want the golf course.
Yep.
Then the second problem, Defusky Island, Sally Ann Robinson, just the salt of the earth.
Absolutely.
She is, I've known her for 10 years. Her house, her family home was broken into and all the windows were stolen. And now we got someone over there. I don't know. I don't really know the whole details. She called me not too long ago and said, you know, they want to close the road over there, Prospect Road. I don't know anything.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
you know about that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's another problem. Then we got the
Mm.
blankets, and then now we got Alma Road.
Yeah.
Are you kidding
Where does
me?
it stop?
What? Stop. Yeah. Where are we
When
going
does
from
it
here?
stop?
Yeah. Where are we going from here?
I mean, it's great for my show, but I would rather honestly sit here and go, well, we got not much to talk about this week, folks. So
what's in the thing for next week? So
so you are prepared to do, I guess, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I said in public.
I don't know, but this is why I'm on your show, and you would probably tell me how to do it, but I don't know. What do I have to do?
You
Bring
could
it up
insert.
I mean,
you could insert. Here's what I said.
Okay.
I said, Stu, you're a nice guy, but you suck as a chairman, and you need to resign.
Okay. When did you say that? And how did you?
That was at a county council meeting on Hilton Head Island.
Okay.
I believe I called for a point of order, which stops anything that's going on, and you have to be recognized. You have to be recognized. Okay. And that was how I inserted it. Now, I'm not saying I used the correct choice of words. That's just me. That's how I roll. But it worked for what I was doing. And obviously, like you just said, and I think that's awesome that you got people behind you. You've got elected officials behind you. You've got staff behind you. And with
members
that
of
knowledge,
and I believe
members of county council,
I believe I have.
It's one of those things where you can say, and this is what we said to Rodman, you either resign, you don't have to quit council, just resign the chairmanship. And I'm sure that's how you're feeling with Passament. Just resign the chairmanship, or we'll have the votes to remove you. And that's what we did. We told Rodman, you either resign or I have the votes to remove you. And he took the gentleman's way out and said, I'll step away.
Okay, so when you told him that, did you tell him that in front of the public at a county council meeting?
Absolutely. I called for a point of order. It was either a point of order or a point of personal privilege, one of the two. Either way, you could do it. It's part of Robert's Rules of Order. Point of order, point of personal privilege. I was obviously they have to recognize you, and those cards laid out on the table, and everybody in the room was like, "Oh my God, oh my!" And he knew that the shit had hit the fan, and it was time either step away or go make it real nasty for you.
Well, I think Larry and I would work really well together. I know a lot of people like Larry, but I like Larry. First of all, he's a New Yorker. I'm an adopted New Yorker. That's what I call myself. And I haven't met a New Yorker I've never liked. And I believe what Larry and I could do a lot of great things. And some people
it's fantastic.
But I mean, for starters, Passamus, the way he talks to people, and what he did to Felice LaMarca
we're going to talk about that tonight.
Monday. I mean, I knew she had signed up, but Mike, I had no idea he skipped over. If it wasn't for David Bartholomew and Logan Cunningham, she may not have been able to speak. I think she wouldn't have been able to speak.
Yeah, I will say that
was there, and he said, well, if she wasn't able to speak in the first 15 minutes, he was going to take one of his people that was going to speak for him and ask them to step aside and let her speak. But it didn't happen that way. But that's not the way you should be acting as chairman. No. You're not a bully. You're not supposed to be a bully.
No.
And I think a lot of people are scared of him for some stupid reason. He's just a councilman. It's just like me. I mean, we're all equal up there. Although he may not see it that way. We're all equal that way.
Yep. We all put our pants on the same way, generally, one leg at a time.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So.
Well, that's outstanding news. Everyone on county council, everyone in the public should be pissed after what happened last week or this week, earlier in the week. And I'm going to be sure to spread this, that you are willing to step up, you are willing to step up to the job, step up to the plate, and make the changes that need to happen to get this black cloud. It was gray when I was on council, Paula, but it's black now.
No, you said a few weeks ago, it's a black eye. We're not, we don't have a black eye anymore, Mike. We're in the trauma center in an induced coma, like my
In a
husband
coma?
was when he was in an accident.
Yeah.
That's where
I
Beaufort
agree.
County is. That's as far as I'm concerned. That's where we are. We're in a trauma center and an induced coma.
Yep. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
It keeps getting worse and worse. Okay, Mike.
Yep.
Thank you again.
Thank you for coming on. I'm assuming you're okay with me,
Yeah,
putting
absolutely.
this out there.
Absolutely. This is
And
surprise
okay.
a lot of people.
Okay. Well, I hope the chairman and I hope the rest of county council is watching and listening to you. I know 2 of them are at a town hall.
Right, they're in a town hall library.
They said they were going to possibly have this on there. Maybe I don't want to distract them, but I feel quite confident that Ole Joe is getting the phone call probably right about now. You ought to turn on Covert and Paula and listen to what's going on.
I'm out for 3 weeks on family leave. I'm not doing any council meeting stuff. I have to wait till the last council meeting, I guess.
Yeah.
But one other question I had for you, or one other comment, and that's if any council member up there that votes no for me to be chairman, what is wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the county is just great? I mean, we're doing wonderful. We don't need a new chairman. Really? You really don't think so? I am the only one up there. I am the only one that is willing, able, capable, and have the knowledge to be chairman. Now, yes, I would probably fumble with the procedure stuff, but
Everybody
that's
does.
nothing. And that's not even
No.
that's a moot point.
Yeah.
We have to
That's
hire
all
an
part of it.
administrator, do a nationwide search. I'm sorry. I'm just pissed. I'm sorry. I'm just going
I know.
off the deep end here. So anyway.
It's all good.
thanks for giving me
All
time.
right.
Appreciate it.
Councilwoman Paula Brown, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here, Paula, and enjoy
Thank
your
you for
time
having
in
me.
Virginia. All right.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Let's hit back here.
All the wickedness and filth this world has to offer.
Rock music. That shatters your bones.
There you have it.
Patriot Radio.
That's some
serious
rock. And you're
You heard it here
responsible.
on Big Patriot Radio first. Paula Brown, Councilwoman Paula Brown, has come out publicly and has said, and she's pissed, and I understand it. I'm pissed too, and I haven't even told you the story yet, and I hope you're going to be pissed before we end the show. But she has come out and said, much like I did years ago with Stu Robbins, she has said, Joe Basserman, you're a nice guy as a human, but you suck as the chairman, and you need to resign. And if you don't resign, we can have you, we can remove you. She has the county council votes. She says she has the public's backing. She says she has other legislative members backing. There you go. That's how this process works. If we don't like where we're being led, and quite frankly, Beaufort County is being led not in a rabbit hole, they're being led down to the shithole. That's where Beaufort County is being led. And and she and I didn't talk before this. When she asked me, where's the buck stop? I didn't know she was asking me that, but that's exactly how I feel. The buck stops with county council chairman or chairwoman, because they employ one person by state statute, and that is the county administrator. The county administrator by state statute is in charge of the CEO of the entire county. When the CEO can't do their job, they get removed, as happened here. Well, that leadership keeps going right back upstream. Shit falls uphill in this type of deal. And it's time. I understand it. It's time for Joe Passman. Nobody's saying get out of county council. Nobody's saying that at all. As chairman, your time has expired. It is time for you to go. All right. Next up, not to be outdone, another story from the Beaufort County Republican Party meeting. During public comments, a good friend of the show, Grace Smith, had got up to give a speech and was speaking about, the porn in the schools, these lewd and vulgar books that myself, Avi Zalai and David Cook and Joe and many, Julie, many others. And I'm forgetting some folks, but there's many folks that have gone to bat for this. He got up and Gray was speaking about this porn issue in the school. And lo and behold, in the back of the room, the unofficial security for Kevin Henley, private security, hollers out, quote, "Well, I have a gun," end quote. And we have a video of this. This isn't allegedly or hearsay. I have a video of this, and we'll play that in a minute. The man doing this, his name is Dan O'Hanlon. In the video, you'll see him arguing at, not with, he's arguing at an older guy who, I'm not going to pass his name because I didn't ask for permission, but as I understand, he has Parkinson's or early onset Parkinson's. When you have Parkinson's, you begin to shake. Okay? That's part of it. Well, O'Hanlon allegedly makes a comment about him being weak and shaking. Well, of course he's going to shake, you moron, if he's got Parkinson's. The act of yelling out, "I have a gun," is not any less serious as is yelling out, "Fire," in a movie theater. You don't do that. There are repercussions for that. There are legal precedents in South Carolina and other places for not doing that. Also, you're going to see in this video that he literally and legitimately harasses the videographer, Nancy Ross, even allegedly breaking out a pair of brass knuckles in front of her. Is this what the Beaufort County Republican Party is all about? Is any political party about this? A loud and obnoxious asshole yelling and being condescending to women and people who have an afflicting medical issue? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So let's take a look at the video and see for yourself what's going on. Let me make this larger and we'll push play.
When a man suddenly announced he had a gun.
I got my gun too.
That man, Dan O'Hanlon, told me he works as volunteer security for the Beaufort County Republican Party. He also showed me a pair of brass knuckles in his pocket.
I don't want to. Just go away. Walk away.
At this point, 2 off-duty police officers hired for the meeting apparently had left.
Hands off of us. Get your hands off of me. Let's go. No, we're not doing it.
But police were there in the beginning of the meeting to make sure this man, Skip Hoagland, could not get in. He was also physically removed from a local city council meeting last spring where he tried to expose alleged corruption.
You've got to stop this.
He spent $1 million of his own money. He is, you know what? I want some respect, okay? Because he's the reason that we're going to get a forensic audit in Beaufort County, which has been needed, and he'll be the one to do it. So you can just laugh all the way when you find out what's been going on in Beaufort County and our tax money.
Meanwhile, party chairman Kevin Henley tried to stop me from recording.
I'm not going to do this again, please.
There are 3 South Carolina laws that prohibit the distribution of pornography to minors. So to me, until those 97 books are completely out of our school district, I don't want to give them a damn penny.
Amen.
I'm really sad that Dick Geyer left because he voted to put this book back in our schools.
I think we just heard from the back of the room, you're a coward, I got my gun. I'm sorry, but as a grassroots activist, when I have a different opinion, I get censored. So that's questionable.
Look, I didn't say that there weren't improvements to be made. I just don't. Somebody called me today and said, "How come we don't have paper ballots in South Carolina?" We do, and let's dispose of it. Well, we do have paper,
but there is a paper ballot that exists. So there is a paper trail. That's how we get there and how we get to it.
That's real stretch. It's semantics.
So that's questionable.
All right, let's so that is the video from the other night. No matter whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, whether you're a socialist, it doesn't matter. This behavior, and I'm speaking of the I've got a gun and the brass knuckles shit. That's what I'm speaking about. This behavior is not acceptable. Okay? This issue, we need to keep in its lane. This issue, this is not acceptable. People need to say something. You know the old saying, see something, say something. This applies here. The solicitor's office has been notified. They've been alerted. The town of Bluffton police have been alerted. They're taking statements. They have been given the entire video. If they do nothing, I'm telling you, people will or may revolt. This type of behavior must not be allowed in a free society. We cannot do this. And I don't care who this guy is or who he thinks he is. It's not acceptable. Kevin Henley, this is not acceptable. You have been given letter after letter via email about this. You are refusing to respond. What are you going to do? This is your quote unquote, according to him, your personal security. This is not acceptable. Breaking out a pair of brass knuckles in front of anybody, much less a defenseless lady who's there videoing, and hollering out, you're a coward. You shake as a coward. I got a gun. Not acceptable. Chief Babkowitz, who I've talked to, what are you going to do? Solicitor Stone, what are you going to do? That's the question. Those people who are in charge, what are you going to do? If you can't do it, then quit. If you won't do it, we will fire you. Understand?
Introducing to you. You're on House of Cards. Live on Facebook and YouTube. It's going down. Locked and loaded with the truth.
All right, you just heard Councilwoman Brown, Paula Brown, hit a home run with her complaint about Chairman Joe Passman. The whole gun thing and the brass knuckles, that really burns my ass because, you know, I guess I just don't like assholes like that. I just don't like that. Hey, Julianne, my understanding is Dan Hanlon's convicted. I don't know that he is. Allegedly he is, but I do not know that. Isn't there a law against if he is or any convicted felon? As far as I know, and I'm not a lawyer, yes, they are prohibited from having a firearm. But that's all allegedly. Unless somebody can tell me something different or show me something, I do not know. But to answer your question, a felon cannot legally have a firearm. That is correct. She hit a home run with a complaint and her statement about Passman. And if I was him, I would probably go ahead and begin the process of walking myself out of that. If I was him, and if anybody listening is contact with him, maybe he's at the library tonight with Councilwoman Tabernick and Councilman Reitz. Maybe you folks ought to, let him know you need to read, you need to watch this because for him, the shit just hit the fan. Anyway, it's a perfect lead up to this story. At County Council this past Monday, at the end of the public comment period, and please, I'd love to hear more from you folks, like Ivy's done and Julianne and others. Get in your chat bar. At the end of the public comment period, a lady stood up and was like, hey, you forgot me, kind of thing. Passman said, no, I didn't. And she was like, hey, I was the third person to sign up. He admitted that he skipped over her, then changes his story to that he had to make time for as many people as possible. Now, Chairman Passman gets to decide who and who doesn't get to have their First Amendment rights heard. When did that happen? When did that happen? Oh, some will say, well, they have a rule of 15 minutes. Absolutely right. They do, which is not defensible, in my opinion, in a court of law, but it is. So Councilman Bartholomew did the right thing and asked for an extension of time, which passed. So Passament's trying to squelch this lady. I know who she is and where she is coming from. Her complaint was on the what is that road? Cherry Point development that got shot down that he was in favor of. Evidently, there's some bad juju there. Anyway, he didn't want her to talk. It was very obvious. But he's a clown. I mean, he is a total clown. He argues with the lady. And you can see Councilman Reitz and Councilman Bartholomew and Paula Brown. Logan Cunningham also got in this, and they gave the squint eye at Passament. And they start making comments about it, and Passament interrupts them all, especially Tom Reitz from Hilton Head, interrupts him and says, we are going to committee results. He told Tom Reitz no. Tom wanted to make a comment about it, and he told him no. God, I wish that had happened when I was there. Anyway, he tells Tom no, he cannot say anything about him shutting the lady down. Period. Councilman Reitz got the floor because he went to committee results, and I guess Reitz is the first one up. And he appropriately tells the chairman, and even though the chairman said that's nothing to do with committee results, I'll have to give it to Tom. I mean, he didn't say that the chairman was as full of shit as a Christmas turkey, but he did without saying that. And Passament blows a cork. That's when Bartholomew said, hey, I want to move to extended time for public comment as a second, and everybody, yes. So the smart thing, Passament backed off and let the lady speak. The people in the gallery were so shocked and upset that they were getting loud about this. And I mean, that is the few times in my 4 years there was a few times where people were getting loud, and that was because either Paul Somerville or Stu Rodman were doing something so frigging crooked that people were like, come on, and that's exactly what they were doing to Passament. County attorneys, did they speak up? Hell no, not a damn word. Not a damn word. And that reinforces again and again and again, the county attorney's office does not work for county council. I have been saying this until I'm blue in the face. The county attorney's office is employed by the county administrator. It is what it is. That is your boss. These folks over here aren't your boss. Are you going to do what's best for them or best for your boss? I mean, come on. Come on. Be real. They represent the county. County council represents the people, unless you're Dick Geyer. He thinks he's the government. Joe Passament, he thinks he's the government. But really, the way it works is county council represents the people. The people need their own legal representation. County administrator don't want that. County attorney don't want that. That's competition. We have a copy of the meeting and Joe making a complete fool of himself. And we're going to show that to you. I've just got to find that one now. Oh, Lord have mercy. You're going to want to see this. So bear with me while I look for this in all of my files here. Lord, here it is. It's the September 25 file. Here we go. This is county council, and we're coming into the end of public comment.
And you can actually see it. It is a terrible, disgusting thing. It is not water retention. I promise you that. Thank y'all.
Thank you. That will end our first.
I was number 3 on the list. Who bumped me?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Elise Lamarca was number 3 on the list to speak. Who bumped me?
I did.
Why?
I have to get as many people as I
You
can.
have to have a criteria. I was 3.
I just went down the list, missed you.
No, you did not.
Why?
I just said I missed you.
May I speak?
No. Our 15 minutes have been up. I have heard, we have heard, we understand.
You put someone in ahead of us.
Yes,
who
I
was not
did.
signed up on the list.
No, all the people that were on the list were
Sir,
signed
you
up.
need to play fair.
I am playing fair.
Your own
I'm sorry.
rules. By your own rules.
Read the list.
You're not even playing by your own rules.
Read the list out loud for all of us to hear.
The people that could not speak, there are 2 other people, Ford, Joshua,
Read
okay,
number 1.
them, yeah.
John,
Number 2.
2.
Derek,
3.
Felice.
Here I
Okay.
am.
Counting's hard.
Sorry.
Transparency.
When we get to our agenda item, you may get a chance to speak again. May.
Can I just say?
No.
Mr. Chairman? Can I-
No, we are done. We're moving on. I'd like to go to the committees now.
This is not America. This is
that
not
Putin? Is that Putin
America.
up there?
I'm sorry.
That's the way you operate.
What is the oath that she talked about at the beginning?
What's your oath?
What's your oath?
Should we be calling the governor?
Yes,
Probably
go
should.
ahead.
I think we should.
Committee reports. Any committee reports?
Sure, I just gotta,
Speak up. Hold on.
I do have a few committee reports and it's gonna be scattered a bit. If we made the mistake of not calling that 3rd person in line, why are we penalizing?
That's not a
her for
committee
that?
report.
Holy crap, you're a joke.
What a joke.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
can I make
Listen,
a motion
everybody
to
here,
extend
excuse
public
me,
comment?
You
to
can.
allow- I'll
Hey,
second. Hey, y'all,
I'll second
I'm
it.
making a motion to extend public comment. It's just been seconded.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is, please, Ms.
Are we
Lamarca.
clear that she can speak now?
Please.
3
or
minutes,
later?
yes.
3 minutes,
Okay.
please.
I emailed each and every one of you.
That is the point of me wanting to show this to you, is that right there. That right there. Is there anyone watching this that doesn't think that is about the oh my God. I mean, can you believe this? Can you really believe this? Yeah, it's right, honey. It blows my mind. I mean, yes, Joe Passament, you've got to go. You need to resign. Somehow your what's your priorities? Your priorities. Oh, I mean, there is. I don't know anything that is as screwed up as your priorities. I really don't. I mean, I could probably try to find something, but gee whiz, dude, you've got to stop. You have, Joe Passament, you have got to resign. You are, to be quite honest, you're getting worse than Stu Rodman. I mean, you all are running neck and neck. And I know what you used to say when we elevated you to chairman. I remember what you said about Stu. You need to put up the fucking glass mirror, my friend, because, oh my gosh, I can't believe, and I don't know what was her name? Felice or something like that? Felicia? Something. I don't know. I don't know her, but I can't believe that you would do that. So, well, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I can't believe you would do that so dishonestly. Who took me out? Well, I did. Well, I took you out. Well, no, I went down the list. I mean, lie, 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 lie. His lies have gotten such have gotten such a snowball effect. Holy cow. Holy cow. Like I said earlier, I know Councilman Reeds and I think Councilwoman Tabernick. I'm not sure who else or if I've got that right. Anyway, they were having a town hall at the Bluffton Library tonight, which I completely endorse. I completely endorse. No one had those until I got on county council, by the way. Anyway, anyhow, I'm sure this may have been talked about there. Gosh, I hope so. I hope so. And I hope someone has been telling Joe Passamet and Larry McKellen, the vice chair, that this stuff has got to stop. People are not going to put up with this anymore, any longer. We're just not going to do it. Gosh, I hope he's watching this. I should have checked my data, but I turned it off. But wait, let the blood pressure come down. There's more to the county council program the other night. The number of people who spoke up in public comment a little bit after this about the Pine Island development, or actually it was before this and then afterwards. The Pine Island development and/or golf course, it was actually very interesting. All of the people that I'm speaking of were people of the island, all of Gullah descent. Some, I correct me if I'm wrong, they were all either born there or family was born there and they moved back here. All Gullah, all descendants of Gullah. That's the theme. All people of the island, all of Gullah descent, and they were all supporting the idea. Elvio Tropiano, who owns the 500-acre island that he's been talking about. They spoke one after the other. Immediately following, I'll have to say, the new director of Penn Center, and I failed to get his name, he is still against anything happening there. I mean, he's new. He's taking his marching orders as they've been laid out for him, probably from Queen Quet. Nothing. He don't want nothing to happen there. Which, you know what, folks, is ironic. I mean, it really is. I spoke to someone this morning about this, and they said, what is the purpose of the Penn Center? I mean, we all know Martin Luther King was there. I mean, it's a educational place. It's steep in history. I mean, with the Gullah descendants, whatever. But its purpose now is to educate and raise money and awareness of the Penn Center's program, of the heritage, of history. Educate, raise money, keep it going. Pretty simple. The Penn Center should be first in line to support Mr. Tropiano. Remember, Tropiano is the only, it's the birth only person, private entity to come forward and actually propose how to send private monies to the tune of $250,000 a year. Let me, for the Baptists in the back row, that's $250,000 a year. $250,000 a year he is going to send back to the Gullah community of St. Helena Island. Even on state monies that came back to the county, we talked about this on this show. St. Helena has the largest landmass of anywhere in the county, any island. Largest landmass. You know who got the least amount of dollars? St. Helena Island. They got 50,000 of, I don't know, was it 30 million, something like that? $50,000. Their roads are horrible. They've got a lot of legacy roads. They've got a lot of private roads that can't be maintained, but they should be maintained because the county has to provide fire service and blah, blah, blah. It's horrible. $50,000 out of 35 million or whatever it was. Why is that? Why is that? That's because of poor leadership from York Glover and State Representative Michael Rivers. I love them both. They're both good men. They're God-fearing men, but they're horrible at this. They're horrible. They don't have the Gullah community, the St. Helena Island community. They do not have your best wishes top of mind. They don't. They may have Queen Quets. They may have the directors or the board of Penn Center, and that's suspect because old board members are getting off and they're saying what a effed up bunch that is. It looks good on my resume, but that's a screwed up place. So fortunately, there is a group called Community Coalition of St. Helena Island Action Network. I don't like the name. Did you see? Yes, I did see Willie Terrell, and let me comment about that before I go forward with the Community Coalition. Willie Terrell spoke up. I mean, as LVO has told me in a private meeting with him, he is the Corners community. I mean, that's where he was born. That's where he was raised. That's where he lives. The Corners community. That's Willie Terrell. Now, I don't really care because of the primaries, season that Willie was in. I don't really care for that whole thing. But with this particular item, he did make excellent points that the people who have been speaking for St. Helena Island do not give two shits about St. Helena Island. The people who have been speaking about Gullah history and Gullah heritage really don't give two shits about Gullah history and Gullah heritage. This show's been telling you that for 8 months now. Community Coalition of St. Helena Island Action Network. I don't like that name. It reminds me instantly of what's the guy? Now all of a sudden, I'm really pissed off about Joe Passman and the gun, Dan Hanlon. What's Al Sharpton? When I hear that Community Coalition of St. Helena Island Action Network, I think of crooked Al Sharpton. However, check out their website. It is www.supportsthelena.com. Now, there is a video on their website from the meeting Monday night that is awesome, and I want to share it with you. So let's let these folks. These are people. They're from there. They live there. They are the Gullah community. Queen Quet is not the Gullah community. She lives in New York. She may have a house there, but she lives in New York. Okay? Let's just get that straight. These people are St. Helena Island. And as you see there, they don't speak for us. Who are they talking about? Well,
we are going backwards.
We're going to play this video, and it's 4 minutes. It's excellent. I want you to enjoy it.
This is an opportunity, not just a golf course. We are going backwards on St. Helena instead of going forwards. Conservative groups, I have never seen them put any money in Black person's hand to help their children.
Now, I'm going to pause that. What he just said, which just take it for what it's worth, and I believe he is the ex-postmaster. He said conservative groups have never put money into the hands of, I believe he said, Black children or Gullah children. Let's wind that back. Very important.
Person's hand to help their children.
Those opposing the development of a private golf community on Pine Island do not speak for me. And they do not speak for a countless number of people who are afraid to come out and speak out against Queen Quet, Penn Center, and the Coastal Conservation League.
I feel that I was misled.
I find it very distasteful that my community entered this whole conversation under false pretenses. It was front-loaded from the beginning.
They do not speak for me when they mislead the Gullah community.
And these are the actors that care about St. Helena?
I went and sat next to one of the leaders of the opposition that night. The first question was, did you know about this additional option? And the answer was yes. The second question was, did you tell your people? And the answer was no.
When I was at my former employer's weekly meeting, I learned about this golf development. We jumped right in and said, no golf, no gates, it's horrible. We don't want this development here. With just that information, that was it. Then I went to a listen and learn session with the developer, and I listened to all the things that he was proposing for the community just by putting up a golf course. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Why are we punishing somebody for doing the right thing? I'm very confused.
Let our children have a chance. Give them an opportunity where they cannot get one, an uplift.
I attended St. Helena with my daughter, who got up and spoke and said, we don't want no golf courses and we don't want no gated communities. And at that time, I support her 100% because technically speaking, I really don't. But that wasn't the issue that was on the table.
There is no third option. There's an option A and there's an option B from the person who bought this land.
We have to develop our children to get to the next stage. The best and the better leave our areas. We leave other children behind. What are they supposed to do?
And here we have an angel investor who fell from the sky and wants to work with us as a community to better our community. But all I hear is people fighting about no golf course, because Black people don't play golf. My grandfather played golf and he was Black. I know a lot of Black people that actually play golf, so I think we should stop that narrative.
So I'm here to say I've actually changed my mind. I think we have to put trust in all of the people.
I'm imploring County Council to listen. They do not speak for all of us. There are lots of people who don't want to get up here because of people like that. Okay?
And we're not being heard because we're afraid. We're afraid to speak out publicly. We've been mocked at meetings. We've been ridiculed, and people just don't want to speak out.
I am asking you to think seriously about what I'm saying.
So I encourage the county council to take a step back and look at negotiation. You start at one point, you start at another point, and you come together and you figure it out, and you hope you end with the best results for all of the people. So I encourage, and it may actually include a golf course.
There was once a man who was an outsider who came to this island to seek refuge as well. He had a plan, and at one time his message was very unpopular. Martin Luther King believed in working with all people who are aligned for the better of our community, regardless of color. We should all take note and ask ourselves what is truly best for our island and what our vision really is, and work with the youth to see what it is we really want. Thank you.
Wow, there you go. There you go. Straight from the people who live there. And you know what? Let me go back, because it's important that I do want people to see this. And it's support. There we go. Support St. Helena. Let's take this back a second, and the website itself. You know, the folks that put this together, and I saw there was an ad from this group in the Island News today. I was on some website. I don't know what it was, but anyway, it followed me, and there was on the big banner. So these are people who have. These are smart, and they're saying we're being tired of being lied to and misled. And who is they that are doing that? You know, I'm going to say the Queen. The Queen is at fault with a lot of this. And these aren't some group of, white folks not from here. This is a group of Gullah descendants living and working here. They're tired of, people like the Queen of the world taking personal privileges on the backs of Gullah descendants. And that's what they're doing. They're tired of the York Glovers who do as they are told by the Queen and expect people to stand in line behind him. And that's what they expect. Teresa White, one of the speakers that was on the screen there, she is the founder of and CEO of the Pan-African Family Empowerment and Land Preservation Network. Woo! She is arguably much, much more powerful, if you want to look at it that way, than the Queen. At least the Queen thinks she is, but I believe this lady really is. Ms. White is not only quoted in this website, she's also featured in an editorial of sorts in today's The Island News newspaper as I was thumbing through it. Her article is one of the first common sense approaches to the Pine Island debacle. I don't know how much of it I can attribute to this live stream podcast. However, I mean, I'm going to stick up for us where I can and where we need to. We have been saying over and over and over and over for 7 or 8 months to the folks in the Black and Gullah community, we've been saying, folks, think for yourselves on this one. If the golf courses stop, the owner of the property will have the unstoppable ability to build 166 houses, along with, what did they say here? 166 septic tanks, 100 docks, all the other crap that comes along with that. Adding an incredible amount of strain to St. Helena, adding a strain of the proportionality is off the charts to Ladies Island. You think it's tough on Ladies Island to drive, you will be at a standstill. And in Beaufort County in general. We told people over and over and over, Queen Quet does not know what she is talking about with this, but she's got a following. For her or anyone in the right mind to think that Mr. Tropiano is just going to buy this $25 million island, just buy it, and, you know, for kicks and giggles, and not do anything with it is just pure insanity. That's insanity. I mean, would you? Of course you wouldn't. It's the pure definition of bizarre thinking, but actually some did think that. Some still do think that. Some even thought, well, we'll let them, you know, maybe we will get him to give it to the conservation bank. What in the hell are you smoking, people? And that comes from people that I probably would be remiss if I didn't give them some props, but that's the Coastal Conservation League and their ridiculous group of mostly white, as a friend of mine said earlier, white Charleston girls who run the place and then go off to a bigger and better job. They don't even realize they don't think. They don't realize that their conservation thinking that they're doing good is going to cause more freaking growth. How stupid. You're concerned about the land. I get it. So am I. I'm concerned about the waterways. So should you. Having 166 septic tanks and 166 homes and 650,000 more trips of cars a year, that will hurt beyond measure the ecology and the environment of St. Helena Island. Not a golf course at all. No docks. I think they told me like 30 houses or something. Obviously, they will have 1 or 2 or whatever. Those will have septic tanks. It's a far cry from 166. I have to say it again, that there are people all across this county and all across the state and other areas that actually believe either A, Tropiano should be stopped from doing anything with his personally owned property, and which is completely bizarro land. And actually, that's ignorant. That's the word I was looking for. If you think he should not do anything with the land that he owns, that's ignorant. That's ignorant. Then, you know what? I want to give you a piece of land, give you an acre, and tell you you can't do shit with it. Well, I want to build a house. I want to build a shed. Nope. Because I said so. You can't do nothing. Or maybe B, they think he will gift it to the Gullah people. Again, bizarro thinking in a nonsensical level. I mean, get real. Thank God there are people like Ms. White and Postmaster Brown, the older gentleman speaking. He was the former postmaster. Thank goodness there are people like them coming forward, stopping and thinking about this and putting their voices and their foot forward. And I'm sure they're getting hammered in certain circles. I'm sure of it. I would put money on that. This outlet continues to hope that others listen and do the same. So the last thought on this, my good friend York Glover, early on this topic, he said, quote, "The people have spoken," end quote. Therein, Mr. Glover followed suit of Queen Quit. Mr. Glover, the people spoke because they listened to false statements. We just heard people exercise that. They listened to people who misled them. We just heard people exercise that. And they were hijacked, completely hijacked for having a say in this argument. But yes, Mr. Glover, let the people speak.
Locked and loaded. Let's go. Big Patriot Radio. Blues, news, country pop, and classic rock.
We are coming around turn 4. It is 24 minutes past. Hey, Nancy, glad you're here. Wow, you got a lot of catching up to do. We've been on fire. Okay, we knew information on the Blanket Gate scandal. I want to get you up to speed on this here in Beaver County. Yes, the $36,000 worth of blankets are back in the news. It's been all over the news today. We had to add this in here quick. The blankets and their mystery have been a thing for like 7 or 8 months now or whatever. The latest information has just come out that they have been found. The blankets have been found. A local reporter, I believe from the Island Packet, I think, was sent some photographs of all or some of the blankets and their covers in a warehouse the county owns in the old Harris Pillow building off of US 21 north of the air station. They're there during the entire Greenway, Lynch, Elemental, Richland, etc. scandal. We heard from Greenway say that these blankets, which by the way were bought for the county for Lynch's program from Whitney Richland's husband's company. Ooh. Greenway said they were useful in treatment of opioid abuse recovery. Lynch said they were too expensive and not needed, supposedly the expert. Greenway also said in April that the purchase was stopped. Obviously, not true. Not true. Because we see them now. They're in the warehouse. So has the check been cut? And I mean, everybody I asked, somebody, nobody seems to know. Nobody seems to know if the check's been cut yet. But we have the blankets. I don't believe, Nancy, 10 counties, great. 10 counties have passed the resolution on the RNC's resolution about the voting we talked about earlier. That's what she's alluding to. 10 counties. I gave you 5. Now it's 10. Beaver County, we got to wait because we don't want Joe Dan Lee to get upset with us. So says Kevin Henley, allegedly. Anyway, obviously they weren't stopped. The check, we don't know if it's been cut. We don't know if it's been cashed. No FOIA documents have been returned. This reporter stumbled upon this, and apparently he or she went to the county administration building to get a comment from interim administrator Robinson. So he gets to Robinson, as I understand this. He allegedly shows up on an unscheduled visit. Robinson, the interim administrator, invited the reporter in along with county attorney Brittany Ward. Allegedly, according to the reporter, Ward demanded that the meeting not be recorded and everything was to be off the record. Well, allegedly, the reporter said, bullshit, I don't agree with that. And he or she did not agree with Ward's subsequent demand that all requests be done by email only. Apparently, the meeting ended abruptly with nothing being talked about. The interesting thing is that all of the cast of characters who allegedly know what is going on, Chairman Passament, Robinson, Ward, Andrew Richland, possibly McKellen, all of them, all chose not to respond to any and all questions, allegedly. Why? Why? This is an ongoing investigation. Don't give me that horse crap. All right. To end this week, let me remind everyone on here tonight and those who will be watching at a later time, we need you to contact South Carolina House Judiciary Chairman Weston Newton and request he give proper reading to House Bills 4259, 4260, and 4261 and send them to the floor of the House when session begins in 2024. They need to be read in committee and sent to the floor. We have a template letter, and if you need a copy of that template letter, you can go to my website and send me a message that, hey, I need a copy of this. We have the template. All you got to do is print it off, sign it, put it in an envelope and a stamp, and away she goes. The more that people that we have contacting Representative Chairman Newton about this, the more difference we will make. There's so many things. And again, if you want a copy of that letter, reach out to me at this at the website. If you happen to know Nancy York's how to get in touch with her, she has a copy of it. Just reach out and we'll make sure you get it. Very, very, very important. And we need to do that for the next couple of months. Let's see what else. So many things going on. I mean, the bucket of the shit show is just crazy. That's why I had that circus music. It's a big Ferris wheel, a merry-go-round. I'm sure there's a good meme of that or something like that. Next week, we are going to be having at least two candidates for the town of Bluffton council that are running for council. We have reached out to everybody. We heard today from mayoral candidate Joe Castagnino and town council candidate Tim Wood. They will be on next week, not together. They'll be on at different times. We look forward to hearing from them separately and learn what they've got planned for Bluffton. What's their plan? What's their vision? Now, again, we have reached out to every single candidate. As of tonight, we have not had a response from Dan Wood, Bridget Frazier, Larry Toomer, and Bob. Actually, we have heard back from Bob Berger. I just have not been able to get him the message that I want. I wanted to make sure I had the right Bob Berger. We are going to keep pressing them as hard as we can. We want their stories to be heard. We want to give as much light on this subject as anyone. I'm going to be reaching out once we hear from the city of Beaufort how they're going to handle their mayoral election and who's going to run for that. We're going to get them on here. We have a ton of folks in Beaufort and the Sea Islands who are interested in this and want to hear what's going on and what their new mayor may do. Final topic, I swear. Final topic. End of which one is that? Final topic. I swear it's going to be. I want to thank you. I want to hear your comments if you have any. Last night's Republican debate. Personally, I think Chris Christie helped Donald Trump immensely. That's my personal feeling. I think he helped him immensely. He couldn't help himself to not keep saying his name. Thank you, Helga. December 12th is the mayor race in Beaufort. So we've got some time. That's good. We want to get him on here. Again, I think Chris Christie helped Donald Trump because he couldn't help but not keep saying his name. If you don't say his name, you're not giving him any airtime. And that takes the wind out of it. But, Chris, you're the loser. Christie is the loser, and I think I don't like him. I never have liked him. I don't like his politics. I think doesn't matter. He's the loser. Borgum, nice guy. Done a hell of a job in North Dakota. Great businessman. You're out. So is Hutchinson. You're out. Will Hurd, I've met him, and we ate dinner together in D.C. Nice guy, super nice guy. I had the same consultant for a while. You got to get out. Pence now, I think you're out. His monotone preacher-esque delivery is old. It's worn out. You're done. Someone, as I was coming on tonight, turning on different Facebook, feeds and whatever, someone else had said something the same thing, that he's got this, 1980 calling for their sermon in politics, and I agree. So he's out. You're done. DeSantis is, once again, for the second debate, in my opinion, the most well-trained and well-taught candidate. Whoever is teaching him and coaching him is doing it must be Deion Sanders, because this guy is prepped. His answers are so rehearsed, better than most could ever do. But it's almost a turnoff. It's almost a turnoff. Smash that like button. That's right, my brother. That is right. Slap it. Slap that like button. DeSantis is, once again, the most well-trained, the most taught, the most well-rehearsed, but it's kind of a turnoff. Loosen up, bro. If I could have like 3 seconds with DeSantis, my wife and I were talking about it. I think I would say, you need to loosen up, bro. Last night, Dana Perino offered, and really she offered a loosening up of the event. I mean, it was horrible. They had no respect for the moderators. The moderators didn't have any balls to shut them off. That's what they should have done. I'd love to do it, because I'd shut their asses up. Anyway, Dana Perino said, hey, we're at the end of the show. You all have got whiteboards. It's Survivor. We're going to throw somebody off the island, and you get to put down who you're going to throw off. Kind of a loose thing. Everyone gets a chance, and you get it, right? You all get it. DeSantis, super stiff shirt. I mean, super stiff. We're all grown adults here. Blah, blah, blah. Come on, Ron. Chill out. I mean, like I said, loosen up a bit. If I were you, this is, I mean, he's a lot smarter than me. I've never professed to be. He's a lot smarter than me. But if it were me, I would want all of them to put my name on that whiteboard, because that means I'm a threat. Get it? DeSantis is still in this, though. Tim Scott may have gained a tad, but Tim, again, I've spent time with Tim. I like Tim. His story is great. It resonates. He's still not that popular west of the Mississippi, but there's time. But you got to get serious, bro. You're going to have to go after Nikki. You all have a relationship. I get it. You're going to have to go after DeSantis, too. It's time for Tim to, you're going to have to get tough. This is a blood sport. And Tim, you're at a new level. I know he's very religious. He's a super nice guy. I've seen him in some heated things and not heated, and he always handles himself well. This is a whole new level of blood sport. And Nikki Haley is going to annihilate him if he doesn't stand up and come back at him. I thought he was actually doing it, but she was like, bring it. And you can see in his face, he was not ready for that. He's still in it, though. Nikki, while I am not the biggest fan of Nikki Haley, I will say that some of her answers last night, and I mean this, were very strong. I mean, some of her answers were very, very strong. One of the live streams I was looking at while this was going on, the commentator even said, he was like, wow, that was tough. Very powerful, very strong. I would say she has gained some ground. Supposedly she's at like the 6 to 8% area. That's a far way away, but I think she gained a little bit. The winner, once again, I'm going to have to say is Donald Trump. Yes, Chris Christie said Trump was a chicken for not coming on, called him Donald Duck. But Governor Christie, why should he? When you were giving him the wind beneath his wings. I mean, what the fuck, dude? You're giving him what he wants. Why should he come on there now when he has like a 30-point or whatever or more lead? I wouldn't waste my time with you punks. As we move into 2024, a few of the straggler candidates are going to fall out. The Hutchinsons, the Borgums, Pence, I think, or I hope. Some of these, Christie, they're wasting time. Hurd, they're going to fall away. All right, get into 2024. Funding sources are going to dry up for some of these folks. That's going to be that's the deal. When the funding dries up, you're gone. Then you'll be left with the real finalists. So I expect in 2024, as we turn into it, you're going to see Trump, DeSantis, and Haley. That's what I think. Now then it's time to get in the ring. But hey, that's just me. That's what I think will be on stage come 2024 early, very, 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 very early. You're going to see all the rest of these folks get out of it. You're going to see Trump, DeSantis, and Nikki Haley, and that's going to be pretty tough. All right. It is 20 minutes before the top of the hour. Next week, don't forget, we have got at least two of the city council and mayoral candidates coming in on the program. You don't want to miss that. All I can say is come back next week. Don't forget Paula Brown tonight. She said it. She made it here. This is a first publicly announcement that Joe Passman has got to go. She's got the vote, she said. She's got the political backing, she said. She's got the citizens, she said out loud, Joe Passman, you need to resign as chairman or we will get rid of you. The wheels on the bus, ladies and gentlemen, go round and round. Good night, everybody.
That's why they call me bad company. I can't deny bad company till the day I die. Until the day I they call me.